$2 million in gold.
I was going to say, that is Chanel. Hey, everybody. It's Lisa Copeland. I am coming to you live from Kalahari Resorts in Round Rock, Texas. And this is Conquering the Shift. And just like I told y'all that Glenn Lundy and I would be live together tonight. And he's in town. He's speaking at a dealer conference here. And so I'm super excited. He's out trying to, I gotta tell y'all a funny story. I'm like, I look so light in this video and you look darker, so we gotta get the light better.
My blackness is not converting very well right now.
It's not converting very well. So we're trying to pump up the lights. So everybody out there, if you're in real estate, I want you to tag somebody in real estate. This is my show. Look how light I am. Conquering the Shift, on how we're going to conquer the shifting real estate markets, okay? And, again, we're coming to you live from Kalahari. My guest, my dear friend, Mr. Glenn Lundy. And you know the way that
That's better.
Yeah. You look lighter.
You moved the laptop while I was gone, though. I see you.
Mm-hmm. You see me?
Put yourself in the middle. I know how you roll.
That's how we're trying to do it.
Where's this at so I can share it out?
Yeah, we got to share it out. Well, it's on StreamYard, so it's on my Facebook page.
Lisa Copeland's business?
How about personal? Lisa Copeland personal? Lisa Colgrove Copeland. It's out there. But anyways, so we're going to talk tonight about, so much fun we've had. I drugged my husband down here. He had never met Glenn Lundy personally. He's like, you met this guy in Las Vegas one time. Like I flew Lundy out to Las Vegas. I didn't fly him out. He flew himself out so that he could do a speaking gig with me. And so anyways, so we're here, Kalahari, Round Rock, Texas. Glenn is speaking at a big dealer event here, and I could not let him come to my country without having him on the show. And of course,
it's a great country.
It's a great country. Texas is the greatest country ever. And those of you who know me, yes, we have a glass of Prosecco.
Oh, look, I just got a link. So now I'm going to go to my text community. Do you have a text community?
I do, but I don't know how to use it.
You know how to use your text community?
No.
Dude, I'm about to send a link to 1,100 people right now.
And guys, okay, guys, and
like
this is why you want to listen to Glenn Lundy tonight, right? You know, I'm writing the book, Conquering the Shift. You know, it's the blueprint on how to navigate a shifting real estate market. I've talked about this for the last couple of weeks, right? It might just be a 2-degree shift, but boy, sometimes that 2 degrees feels like an earthquake. Okay, and so we want to. So I want to bring you the best and the brightest, and where my dear friend Glenn Lundy falls in is he is an absolute celebrity influencer, clubhouse. I mean, he has made millions in the social media realm. Millions, because we just talked about that.
That sounds cool when you say it like that.
I know. You know what? You ought to hire me to speak at your funeral.
Indeed.
But anyways, Glenn and I go.
So we're going to watch that number.
Okay.
And I'm about to send it, and we're going to watch it pop. What are you doing? Come join Lisa Copeland and I live from Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
We are discussing how you're going to
conquer.
I like that word.
Conquer the shift. Any shifting market, right? Whether you're in real estate, automotive, whatever that looks like. But this is a real estate show. So if you're in real estate, I want you to share this out. I want you to invite your realtor friends to this. I don't care who they work for, what brokerage they're with, right? We're all in this together.
Link, baby.
Okay.
Boom, 1,100 people. I don't know what they're doing with their lives. Probably not a whole lot. It's 7 o'clock in most places, 8 o'clock Eastern.
That's right.
They're probably watching Netflix or something, flipping through their phones on social media, probably doing something. So
well, Glenn,
might as well get them on in here. Let's go!
Okay, so Glenn, tell everybody about you.
My name is Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1, a father to 8. I am also the president of the 800% Elite Automotive Club. And I own a marketing company, and I love helping people all around the world. I just really tapping into a lot of the strategies that we've learned over the years, and I've got a great network of human beings that I get to share with people, which I love being able to do. And this is my life. I'm just trying to get it right now, Lisa. Like, the greatest opportunity in the history of my lifetime is the next 3 to 5 years.
It is.
And so we're really diving in.
Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about. So many of you know that. I know, boom, here they come. Come on, let's go. One of the things that we're going to talk about is the power of audio and of things like Clubhouse. So you were named one of the top 10 influencers on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
should have been number 1.
He made the list with Grant Cardone. Okay, it's really a big deal. Glenn is the founder of Breakfast with Champions. And how many followers do you guys have at Breakfast with Champions?
We have like 160,000 in the group, roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will tell you guys, I have done so much business on Breakfast with Champions. I'm one of the moderators Wednesday mornings, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern. And the amount of attention I've gotten, the amount of business I've done. So I want you to talk to this audience, to these people about like, what do they need to do to build that celebrity brand? And how do you recession proof your celebrity brand? First of all, how do you build it?
Yeah.
And then from there, how do you take it and do you leverage it during a shifting market?
I think the key to building the brand is understanding. What's up, Larry? Great to see you. What's up, Don Sankey? I think the first you have to understand how big, how massive, like the universe is. How many people are really out there, and therefore the amount of energy and effort that you have to put in is like ridiculously exponential. What I found is I used to think when I posted something, everybody saw it. And I used to think if I posted something, everybody saw it. So now I can't post that same thing again. And so I was constantly trying to create all this new and crazy content. And what I've learned is that ain't nobody seeing none of your stuff basically ever. And if you have that mindset, you can take the content, the core values, the things that are you, that make you unique, which is really the key, the things that make you unique, and just continue to repurpose that stuff, draw in your tribe, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. Make sure you serve that tribe, serve that audience, and you'll continue to grow and expand. But it's effort, it's energy, it's consistent disciplines compounded daily. That's what equals transformation. So there's no shortcuts. You put in the work, but ultimately the good news is all you have to do is be you. Be the best version of you.
Okay, and I love that. And you and I go way back.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk about when you, like when I saw you really transform is when you came up with your 4 pillars, right? The 4 pillars that you stand for, that every piece of your business is built around. So talk to us about your 4 pillars.
The 4 pillars for social?
Yeah.
Yeah, so personal, professional, purposeful, pull. So when you're posting, or when we're posting as a team, we always post in one of those 4 categories, and we rotate them.
So say it again.
So personal posts,
personal,
which personal, just so you know, if you're like, well, what's a personal post?
Anything
that has to do with you as a person is a personal post. It's that simple. If it has something to do with you as a person, it's a personal post. And here's the thing, though. Remember, what makes you unique is what makes you stand out. So don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't say what everybody else is saying. If there are things that you align with other people on, put that. What kind of show is this? Is this a say shit show or a say stuff show?
I think it's a say shit show.
Okay, put that shit to the side. What are the things about your personal life that make you stand out, that make you unique and different? You want to highlight those things, right? I've got 8 kids. So yes, I use my kids all of the time. That's a very unique feature, right? But personal means anything about you as a person. Professional is anything about you as a professional. And dude, toot your own horn. Like, you've got to be like, I'm the best. No one is better. Here's why you should do business with me and nowhere else. It's okay to do that. So many people, Lisa, they're like, oh yeah, here's my business. If you think I could help, let me know. Or if you know somebody. No, like, dude, anybody doing business anywhere else is losing. They're failing. They're getting screwed. They're paying too much. The experience is going to be awful. Whatever your thing is, right? Like, scream it from the mountaintop. If you're not your biggest cheerleader, who's going to be?
Or your biggest fan, who's going to be?
Right.
I mean, why would people do business with you if you can't sell yourself? You know, I just was up for a big listing. I got it. I was against several very, very, very strong agents in town. And I'll tell you guys, I literally said to the people, and they're probably even watching this tonight, I said, look, this is the time I'm going to sell me. So, you know, you can think whatever you want to think, but I'm going to tell you why I am the best agent for the job. And I got the job. Okay. And so, you know, you have to do that. And, you know, the auto industry, I think that people are a little more, I'm going to shout it from the mountaintops. And where I'm trying to help the real estate industry, like to what Glenn said, if you don't believe, why am I going to trust you with my biggest asset if you can't sell me on the fact that you're the very best at what you do?
Yeah, it's just, you will have an average career getting average results if you do and speak and talk and walk like the average person.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
So you have to declare from the rooftops, I am the greatest, like Muhammad Ali
guys,
says,
we are
right?
in Kalahari. People are looking at us
People
right now.
everywhere.
They're like, what's up here?
You know what? Because they need to know I am the greatest, right? Everybody needs to know. You've got to shout it from the rooftop. Because these people right here, I'll never see these people again. There's 7.3 billion people on this planet. It's my only chance for them to get to know me and me get to know them. So you got to take advantage of that. Personal post, professional post, purposeful post.
Okay, talk about the purpose.
Purposeful simply means make me feel something.
Okay, so how is that?
Positive.
So is that repurposing Michael Jordan
Positive.
quotes, or
You
is
can.
that coming up with your own quotes?
You can inspire me, motivate me, make me cry, make me laugh, just make me feel, right? We connect with people through emotion, through feeling. So make me feel something. I don't care how you make me feel it. Just make me feel something. Some people share like other people's positive TikToks or whatever, right? Just make me feel something on your page.
I share your stuff.
Yeah. Now the key is though, it's got to be positive, because if you make me feel something negative, I'm gonna drop an F-bomb on you, and I'm gonna like block you or unfollow you or whatever.
Okay, so
right?
what do you
Can't be
think
negative.
about
It's got to be
people?
positive.
Okay, so when you say negative, so that means when you're out there, you're building a brand and you're
Yeah.
doing what you're doing. Are we allowed to talk about who we don't do or don't like when it comes to the White House? Are we allowed to talk about religion? Are we allowed to talk about the Supreme Court? Like, what is your I mean, I already know the answer to this, but I want you to tell people because you are somebody that everybody needs to follow, Glenn Lundy with 2 N's, and you can see how he does it, right? Because so many of us want to react and thinking that, oh, I'm going to say this about this that just happened. Only person that made feel better, y'all, was you.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And you alienated half of your audience.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a free country. Do what you want, you know? And there are brands that are built on negativity, right? There are brands that are built on being polarizing. And some people will say, right, you got to be polarizing. But if you really look at the truly successful, the ones that reach massive levels of success in both business and in the world of social media, what you find is there's ways to stand up for who you are without making other people feel less than.
Okay, then give us an example of that.
I'll give you an example from Grant. Well, I'm going to give you a Grant example real quick because he's somewhat polarizing, right? Yeah. But I'm going to give you.
But I always agree with Grant.
But I'm going to give you a Grant example.
Okay.
When the government said everybody with employees over 100 employees, everybody has to get a vax, right? Right. Grant did not believe that should be the case. He doesn't believe in taking people's freedoms that way. But instead of saying, oh no, you shouldn't be forced to give people vaccines and and instead of doing that, he made a post that said, hey, if you're not comfortable getting a vaccine, I'm hiring. Right. Send me your resume.
Right. And
do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we know what he stands for. Correct. But he's not polarizing. He's not blaming, making other people feel less than. Right. He's just saying, hey, this is how my company's going to run. Exactly. You're welcome to come work for me. I thought that was a really perfect example of how to share your beliefs without polarizing, making someone else feel less than. Right. No, I love that. Okay. That's the key.
Then tell us about, so that was professional.
Yeah, personal, professional, purposeful,
and then
make me feel. And the last one is poll. And poll just stands for ask a question. Don't actually use the poll feature unless you're on LinkedIn. The poll feature works really well on LinkedIn. Okay. Doesn't work well on the other platforms.
How about on Instagram?
Instagram polls and stories. The thing about stories is stories are only going to your current audience, where reels and those types of things go out to attract new audience, which you should always be attracting new audience. You can only sell your brother a house so many times, right? We got to attract new people. How's it going, guys? We got to attract new people. And so poll is ask a question. Now, when you ask a question, there are rules to that. The question needs to be 1 sentence or less. Don't make me click more to read the question. And I should be able to answer that question in 1 or 2 words. The most viral post in social media history. What color is this dress?
Oh, I remember that.
Everyone remembers it. It's the most viral post of all time.
Yes.
That's how your question should be. Don't be like, oh, so, last week I went to a movie, and as I was sitting through the movie, I thought, oh my gosh, and it was so emotional. It reminded me of my one time with my cousin. And then at the end, you're like, did you like this movie? Nobody read your stuff to the end. You're not even going to get to the question. And the key is to get engagement. So 1 sentence or less. and I need to be able to respond, right? What color is this dress? Oh, I see gold, blue, or whatever it was.
Blue or gold, or yes or no,
right?
Like
Exactly.
boom, boom.
Yes or no. Let me respond. Make it easy. I don't want to write a dissertation. You're honestly, Lisa, can I tell him? You're really not that important to me. I'm flipping through social media for me because I want to do whatever it is I want to do. I'm not worried about you and your dissertation and all of those things. I don't want to go to work for you, but I will respond if you're like cats or dogs. I'm like dogs. And the whole point is to get engagement so that they see the next post, which is a personal post, and then the next post, which is a professional post, and the next post, which is a purposeful post. So those 4 Ps, we follow that on all of our platforms, and that's how we've been able to build.
Now, you also have a personal mantra, which is evolve,
rise, evolve, impact together.
Okay,
Yep.
so talk about that. So you have how you're going to post
Yep.
around your business, right? You're
Yep.
in real estate. You're out there, like you're going to talk about your business and how it's purposeful and how you help the community and all of that. But then there's Lisa and Glenn, the people. Like, who are we as people when we're not doing real estate, when we're not in the car business? Like, talk about that.
Yeah.
So mine is people. Mine is people, passion, and
follow
profit.
my eyes.
Yeah,
follow my fingers.
I'm so confused. I normally do this on my Mac with my computers and
Right,
my
right.
cameras and
This
stuff.
is great. You're doing
So,
great.
anyways, but it's people. I'm sorry. It's purpose, people, and profit. Those are my 3, right?
Yep.
It's about purpose. Why do I do what I do? Why do I believe what I believe? All right. Next thing, it's about the people. I cannot be successful without the people. Right? Whether it's my clients, whether it's my team, whether it's my partners in the business, okay? And the last one is profit. And ladies and gentlemen, profit is not a bad word because I'm not going to go work for free. But you know what? They're going to get $1 million job for only 3%. So there's that.
That's right.
And you got to think about that, right? So what are yours? Talk about yours.
So for us, we have rise, evolve, impact together. So every decision we make when it comes to our company, things that our families are going to do, etc., we ask that question. Does it fit into the bucket of rise, evolve, impact together? So we rise every day with intention and purpose. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want you to do a show, or I want you to do whatever, I say, okay, is it an opportunity for me to help people rise every day with intention and purpose, right? We have our Morning 5 ebook. If it's an opportunity to promote that, so on and so forth. Does it fit within rise every day with intention and purpose? Then the word evolve is to evolve into the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. So when we're taking on a new employee, we're looking at a new client, do we have an opportunity to help them evolve into the best versions of themselves that they can possibly be? Then our next word is impact. So is what we're doing, does it have the potential to make a positive impact in other people's lives, right? If the answer is yes, then we keep going. And then the last word is together. So I was just built for togetherness. I love to bring people together. I'll bring people together on stages for events like Lisa Copeland. I bring people together in my 800% club. I bring people together with my daily morning show.
Because all of us are better together.
All of us are better
our
together.
Our dear friend,
no
Elena
doubt.
Cardone says, you don't build an empire by yourself.
You can't.
Empires not built by themselves.
That's exactly right. Yep,
so
exactly
you've
right.
got to find the people that you trust and build an empire. And that is a quote from Elena.
That's right.
Find the people you trust and build an empire.
That's right.
Glenn and I trust each other. We've been friends for many, many years.
$1 billion%.
$1 billion%, right? So that's critical.
But yeah, so that's it. Rise, evolve, impact together. Now, if somebody brings an opportunity to us and it doesn't check those boxes, it's an easy no, right? Like, hey, I love you, but I'm not the guy. Like, it's not in line. If it does check all those boxes, it's always a yes. Always. And people are like, well, wait a minute, Glenn, you already got 12 things on your plate. If it aligns with your 4 core values or your 3, you should always say yes and see where that opportunity goes.
Purpose, people, profit, mine.
That's right. Rise, evolve, impact together.
Okay.
Yep.
You've got to have them, y'all. Like, if there's nothing that you walk away from this today, and we'll talk about it more in the book, because you know that this show is to write the book. And of course, Glenn will be featured as one of the celebrities when it comes to how to build
first chapter. That's right.
How to build a celebrity brand. How to build this celebrity influencer brand. And Glenn, where I saw you blow up on social media. Now, of course, you had your hashtag Rise and Grind show.
Oh yeah.
And you killed it with that. But where you went to outer linear orbit was the Clubhouse.
Clubhouse was big.
It was big for you. It was big for you.
Yeah.
right?
Clubhouse was big.
So talk to us, talk to these agents, talk to these people that are out there. If you're not tagging a real estate agent in this, I don't care who they're with, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, this will change their career over the next 2 years as we work our way through the shifting market. Okay, talk about the power of Clubhouse. What it did for your personal brand.
Yeah, so Clubhouse, Clubhouse was interesting. It came out of nowhere, and I was actually a little frustrated with some of the other platforms.
You were really frustrated with Facebook.
I was very frustrated with Facebook, and Clubhouse came out, and it was new, which I know most of us are like, oh, I don't need another.
Oh, like another one.
I don't need another app. But the reality is, if you're not blown up, like if you're not billionaire status, you need more apps. Like that's just the reality of the situation. Don't tell me you don't need another app. Obviously, what you're doing right now hasn't gotten you where you need to go. So you need more apps. So when somebody told me Clubhouse, I'm like, all right, let's play with this thing. Let's figure out what it is. And I immediately saw that it checks all the boxes, right? Chance to rise with intention and purpose, evolve into the best versions of ourselves, go out and make an impact, not just locally, globally. The biggest difference between Clubhouse and all the other apps, you don't put in a zip code on Clubhouse. It sends you out globally. Facebook, Instagram, all these other ones, you put in a zip code. TikTok, you put in your zip code when you sign up, and it's going to feed you relatively within your area.
I did not know that about TikTok.
Seriously? Oh, yeah. That's why otherwise you'd have all kinds of Chinese videos you'd have things in different languages, right?
Makes sense.
So you'd have a bunch of Chinese and African and all these other things, but instead you get English because you're in America.
I get Texican.
You get Texican, right? Right. So zip codes, that's why they use those. But Clubhouse did not. Clubhouse didn't even ask for a zip code.
Right.
So it just blasted us out all around the world, which is when you go from America, which you think is big, but America's got what?
The globe is 7.3 billion.
Yeah, 7.3 billion. America's.
We've got 300 million, right? 400 million.
Yeah, that's about a small percentage
Yes.
of the 7.3 billion people,
Yeah.
right? So when we launched globally, it was huge. So I saw it was an opportunity for us to bring people together on a global scale and make an impact. And so immediately it was a yes, because it checked all 4 boxes. And that's when we were like, okay, well, let me call Lisa, let me call my friends, let me call my network, the people I trust, and say, hey, we're going to go make an impact on this app. And we did. We just dove right in. We didn't have a freaking clue what we were doing.
Guys, it could you talk about opportunity, right? Especially those of us in real estate. You guys know my story. I got into real estate in, I guess, April or May of 2020, like the height of the beginning of the pandemic. Everything I had done got canceled. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I guess I'll sell real estate. Like, only thing I hadn't done yet. And my dear friend Frank Lopes, and you guys know the story that, he definitely pushed me in that direction and helped me make my decision. So all of that being said, what a time, such a time as this, that they would come out with an audio app, Audible,
perfect time
app, that people around the world could connect. You have this global community.
Right.
Glenn called me. He's like, hey, you're going to do 3 shows in the morning. And then, all these people are going to do this. And we're going to be on it all the time. And blah, 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 blah. And I only have 18,000 followers. You've got what? 500,000?
A lot.
Oh yeah. He's like, I got a lot. Yeah. He has like 500 million followers. Okay. And then like Forbes or somebody came out with the list of the top influencers, and Glenn was in the top 10, along with our friend Grant Cardone. And because Grant lives on it too, because Grant sees the opportunity, right? His opportunity was that his goal is to affect 7.3 billion people on planet Earth with his products and services.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you get to 7.3 billion people? You got to be out there, and you have to be on a platform or an app
that'll let you
that lets you talk to people.
That's right.
So when I do my show, I'm talking to people from Europe and from London and from Africa and from. They're like, oh, Lisa, I'm talking to you, and I'm in Zimbabwe or
Thailand.
And I'm like, oh my God. And so it's the one time that people can really come together. And, I said this on the show a couple of weeks ago on my show on Wednesday mornings. I'm like, not everybody in this room, there's like 400 people in there. Not everybody believes what I believe. You don't look like I look. You don't have worship the same God that I worship. You don't even, nothing. But you're spending this hour with me. I'm leading this room. You're spending this hour with me because you're open to hear what I have to say or what I have to teach you. And to me, that means so much. Like, that is so powerful to my soul.
We need more rooms like that.
We do.
Yeah.
Because outside the room, we may not agree on a lot of things, but our time and our space in that room. So what would you tell I'm having a hard time seeing right here. Oh,
I
look,
see
look,
Chris Martinez
Chris
is
Martinez.
here.
Hey, Chrissy, we were talking about you
Giselle
earlier.
Barrett, Leanne, Ryan Smith,
Oh, hey,
Lane
Leanne,
Simmons,
Luke Holland. Oh my God, that's a blast from the past.
Yes, it is. I
Yeah.
agree. Carmelia's in the building.
Well, Carmela, she's on my real estate team.
Nice.
Yeah, Michelle McLean.
What
Hugs
up,
and
girl?
kisses. We love you, girl. Christopher Campbell, another great friend of ours. Anyways,
Hold on, I gotta say that one. Robert Migliaccio. I love saying that name.
Got that right.
Migliaccio.
Okay, so what are you going to tell this group about platforms like Clubhouse? Because what I've heard from people that are trying to get on Clubhouse now, they're like, oh, you had it good, you started with it, you have Breakfast with Champions, Lisa, you have a stage. How would you tell these people, our friends, so many of our friends out there, how are they going to get on the stage? Kind of like somebody that you know and love, put him on his first stage.
That's right. That's right.
I did.
Well, first you gotta raise your hand and ask for help. You know,
There's that.
I called Lisa and said, hey, I just quit my job. I need some help because I didn't know how she could help me.
I wasn't about to have to feed all those kids.
You know,
so
I just knew I needed some help. I needed whether it's advice, prayers, opportunities. You have to ask for help. And to be honest with you, Lisa, this has been the hardest thing for me over the last 4 years as I've transitioned to like owning my own business, is like asking people for help and expecting.
You've asked me a lot of times. Why is that hard? I'm having a hard time believing that.
It used to be when I ran a dealership.
Right.
It was I had to know all the answers.
Right.
And asking for help seemed weak.
Right.
Right. I was the solution guy. I couldn't ask for help. I had to research, figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've learned, like, golly, man, if you really want to get to the levels you want to get, ask for help. Get a coach, get a mentor.
Yeah.
Make sure you're asking the right people. Don't ask people that aren't above you. And I don't mean above you as far as status. I just mean above you as far as where you want to go in your career or in your life, right? Make sure you're asking the right people. But asking for help is tremendous. I asked you guys to help me on Clubhouse to build. We could not have built Breakfast with Champion. I could not have built it by myself.
No,
it would have just been me in a room with like 8 people. Instead,
Right.
I grabbed the biggest names I knew. I sent Grant. I sent you. I sent Liza. I sent Brian Benstock. I sent Shaka. Like all the biggest names that I knew. Sharon Lecter. Everybody. And was like, hey, you want to come get on this train with me? Because we're going to take it somewhere. And so that would be the biggest piece of advice I can give is not only is there no shame in asking for help, like it is the formula for accelerated growth.
Oh, Aaron Sheeks is on
is
here.
to ask for help. That's the key. Ask for help.
Yeah, so you've got to ask for help. Okay, so.
Is this not a touch screen? Good Lord, girl.
It's a Mac.
2022, sister. Golly, I gotta use the pad. What is going on here?
Oh my God, because I bought it 2 years ago.
It's freaking ancient. And you probably saved a couple dollars. I mean, come on, touch screen, girl.
Oh
Look,
my God.
I should be able to. Boop, boop,
Okay, get your finger out of my camera. Okay, so what would you tell people today about how could Clubhouse further their career? I know what it's done for me. I have built a massive team because of Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I have done deals on Clubhouse. I've gotten speaking gigs because of Clubhouse. But I also put myself out there. And guys, let me just tell you, Clubhouse was so hard in the beginning. Like, I'm a speaker. You think I could talk to anybody? Like, I get on stage and talk to an audience. I was like, my first few Clubhouse shows. And the funniest part was, he was such an a-hole director to all of us. He would sit there and listen to us on the shows, and then he would be texting us.
That's right.
While we were live. He's
That's
like,
right.
Lisa, you need to pick it up. Lisa, you have people dropping off. Lisa, you're talking too much. Lisa, I was like, oh.
That's right. That's right.
I almost had to take Valium to start getting on Clubhouse, and I'm a talker, right? Because Glenn was critiquing me the whole way through.
Hey, for those of you that are maybe part of the Rise and Grind crew, and you've been reading Be Obsessed or Be Average with me this month, that's one of the things. Like, it's okay to be a control freak. You really need to be a control freak. I had a vision of where we were taking this thing, and I had to set the tone and the culture of it to be able to match the frequency of the people that we were looking to attract. And so, I had to be in there saying, Lisa, this. I'd be in there on Brian Benstock saying, you're cussing too much.
Quit interrupting people.
Quit interrupting people. Like all of those things, right? But you got to take control.
And back then, our Clubhouse rooms were like over 1,000 people. So I would have 1,000 people in this room, and I was already kind of new to because when I'm on stage, at least I can see people. I can read their reactions. I'm just like talking to the air here, and all I have is my phone is binging, and Lundy's like, cut it off, cut it short. You're droning on and on. Get to the point. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Control freaks unite. But it's only like really in the beginning. Like it's not like that now, right?
No.
Everyone knows the culture.
Yeah, we
They
know
know
what to
the
do.
theme. They know what to do. But when we were first starting out, yeah, you absolutely have to do that. If you want to build on Clubhouse, it's going to take consistency. It's going to take a ridiculous amount of time. I was on the app 16 hours a day.
I mean, to the point where I
beginning.
remember I would call you and I'm like,
Yeah.
what does your wife think about this? And
Yeah.
I even asked Elena because Grant's on there day and night. But, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like she said, right? It's part of your purpose. It's part of the mission. How do you reach 7.6 billion people on planet Earth? Well, you got to be on Clubhouse.
That's right.
You have to commit to your mission. So I would love to talk about that. Like, you guys and gals have to decide, you know, again, this is geared toward real estate, but anybody who's in business, like, what is your mission and what are you willing to do to get there? What are you willing to do to succeed? I know what I've been willing to do to succeed. You know, I ran a car dealership 6 days a week, 14 hours a day, didn't take vacations. Oh, my only vacation, Joel, I got was going to conferences. Was going to conferences, right? Like, I spent 6 years and I gave it all I had. And it wasn't even for what happened then, more so how it parlayed into how my life is now, right?
Yeah, you got to make the investment.
Right.
You got to make the commitment. And right now, more than ever, what an incredible opportunity we have, right? Here we are in 2022. And if you think back, you were blessed, right? You were blessed to be born whenever it is that you were born so that you can now capitalize on 2022. Like if you're 8 years old in 2022, sorry, you're not going to get to capitalize on the next 3 to 5 years, right? If you're 96 years old in 2022, odds are you could make some moves, but odds are you're probably not, right? But if you're if you're anywhere in that age where you're making moves, you're making shifts, what an incredible opportunity, because 95% of the population is going to retract over the next 18 months. They're going to pull back. Marketing's going to be cheaper. People are going to start to hide. They're going to go in their shells. Anxiety, fear, worry, doubt, all of that stuff.
You think COVID was bad? It's going to get worse.
Oh my goodness, right? So what an opportunity for you to be the one that steps on the gas, for you to be the one that says, you know what, I have a voice and I have a message. And you know what? People are looking for leaders. They're looking for certainty, right? Because there's no certainty. What's the certainty? Okay, the COVID, what's going on with that? We don't freaking know. Politics, what's going on with that? We don't freaking know. The interest rates, we don't freaking know. Recession, we don't freaking know. What's it going to lead to? Gas prices. You don't know what the gas price is going to be an hour from now, let alone what it was an hour ago. So much uncertainty. So people are looking for certainty. They're looking for those that are going to stand up and go, here's who I am, here's what I stand for, here's how I stand for, and I want you to come with me, right? So I would say right now, more than ever, if you've never started on Clubhouse, now's the time. Start your rooms, collaborate with those that you know and love that align with your purpose, share your message, bring in guests
that have followers,
and be the certainty that people are going to be looking for. When COVID hit, it was so uncertain. People ran to Clubhouse. They ran to our room because they knew every day at 5 a.m. they were going to get motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. It's the same thing every single time, different voices, different conversations, but it's motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations. And because they knew they could get that, they continued to show up.
Can I show you a text I just got from my friend Tyler?
Of course.
Sweet Tyler. Read
that. It says, Glenn Lundy, you look amazing on your live tonight. Had to tell you.
No, thank you, Tyler.
It says the truth, which is you look phenomenal.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. That's right.
Okay, so one last platform I want to talk about that I hate.
Yeah.
But I got a guy. We all got guys.
Yeah.
I have a guy that makes all my videos. In fact, you guys will see this repurposed many times over because that's what he does with these interviews. TikTok.
Yeah.
Have I ever seen you dance on TikTok?
No.
Because I want to find one of you dancing.
No.
Have you ever danced on TikTok?
No.
Do you have to dance on TikTok?
No.
Okay, talk to us about TikTok.
Yeah, so check it out. You've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, you've got YouTube.
And you see all the places this is going out to, all the Facebooks, it's going out to LinkedIn, it's going out to Twitter.
These are your 5 majors, okay? Well, they were the 5 majors, okay? Average time spent on each of these platforms is between 31 and 33 minutes. TikTok, average time, 93
I think I gave you that
minutes.
stat.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Oh, girl.
Don't you remember when I came back and I called you? I came on to Clubhouse. I'd come back from some event, And I was like 98 minutes on TikTok. Like, what?
No, I don't know. I did a whole presentation on it. Pulled up all the
After
different
I told you.
platforms. Maybe 93 minutes. 3 times as much time on TikTok in 15-second intervals. People are watching a full-length feature movie
In 15 seconds.
every day on TikTok in 15-second intervals.
Which means you got to get to the point, y'all. Like,
So
no one wants to hear
you got to
you
get to
drone.
the point
It's like,
right away.
Like, here.
Right away, like instantly. Don't introduce yourself. Don't say who you are. Actually, the worst thing you can do on TikTok is talk about yourself. It's the worst thing you can do. The key to TikTok is solve a problem for someone else.
Yeah.
Tell them what problem you solve, how you solve it as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah.
That's how you get attention. But you got to be there. If you're not on the platform, you don't care about your business. That's just facts. If you're not on the platform with a billion monthly users that are spending 90 minutes a day on it, if you're spending money on TV advertising, you're spending money on radio, you're buying billboards, you're handing out business cards, you're going to chamber mixers, you're doing all of these other things, and you're not on TikTok, I'm just telling you, you don't care enough about your business.
Ouch.
Take all that other time, effort, and energy that you're spending at the chamber mixer and on the business cards and on the little magnets that you're putting on the wall. Spend that money and spend that time on TikTok. You'll get 10 times the results.
And what are you doing on TikTok?
So we are posting motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations.
Okay, but do y'all notice this? Like he never goes off brand.
That's right.
He never goes off script. He never goes off brand. And so many people treat their business like it's the wild, wild west.
No,
it's like today I'm going to be this, and tomorrow I'm going to be this, and I believe this today, and I don't believe this today. And by the way, I'm going to bore you with the fact of what I believe, because you don't care what I believe.
That's right.
So I don't need to tell you what I believe. You believe what you believe, and I'm never going to change your mind. All I'm going to do is one of two things. I'm either going to empower you, because you'll be like, I like that chick, or I'm going to alienate you. Like, I don't want to talk to that bitch anymore.
Yeah, that's right. No, you got to figure out how are you here to serve, right? And you should serve the same way on all the platforms. Serve the same way across the board, all the platforms. So on TikTok, we're posting consistently. We're learning, about the platform, just like we learn about all the other platforms. We're not trying to be anybody else. We're not trying to copy what anybody else is doing. I don't care about trending sounds and trending hashtags and all of that stuff. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there's things that ultimately fit into the algorithm. My buddy Tom Challen, if you go look up Tom Challen on TikTok right now, he's got millions of followers. Every single video that he posts has millions of views. Every single video. Guess how many hashtags he uses? 0. Guess how many trending sounds he uses? 0. How is he getting so much reach? Because his content is consistent. He knows exactly who he is and what he stands for. They figured it out. He's been in the social media for a very long time. Content will always still be king. So stop following the lesson plan, or you need to do this sound, or you need to shake your ass. If you're not a shake your ass type person, don't shake your ass, because anything that you're doing on there that's not consistent and congruent with who you are and your frequency, it ain't going to freaking work anyway. I mean, you could buy false followers. You could buy false views. You could buy all the false crap. It doesn't do anything. Be authentically you. And if it's 7 people that watch your video, at least you'll know those 7 people know who you are and will back you up if you're in a pit.
Yeah, I love it. And for you realtors out there, when I was in New York 60 days ago, I was with Glenda Baker, who's the #1 with Ryan Serhant. She's the #1 TikTok realtor in the world. And 55-year-old woman, where are my fingers? 55-year-old woman from Atlanta, Georgia. And she's Southern as Southern can be. And everything's like, oh, my stars. But she was really transparent about the fact. She goes, look, like I should not be. Like, I'm not out there dancing around in midriffs or in bikinis or anything like that. She goes, but I'm #1 when it comes to real estate. Glenda Baker, follow her. But she says, what I do give people is I give them real life stories and real life solutions. So what is your story? What solutions are you going to give people? Okay, so as we kind of wrap this up, we're coming to you live from Kalahari. I want you to share this out. I want you to, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm glad you're here. Are you going to tell people how to get a hold of you?
Somebody asked Tom Challen. They asked the name of the person.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so how would you wrap this up? So knowing that, again, a shift is sometimes just 2 degrees, y'all. A shift doesn't have to be an earthquake. Just know that. Okay, so when you read the stuff, especially in real estate, the shifting market, everything's the shift, the shift, the shift. The shift could be just 2 degrees. So the first thing is not to have it in your head that the shift's an earthquake or that it's going to annihilate you. It might be the greatest thing you ever need. It might be exactly what you need to wake up, work harder, work smarter, and annihilate. I mean, I'm talking annihilate the competition. Like, I'm already seeing it. I mean, we're already doing it. It's like these other agents, like some of them are already going home. Like, you know, they're like, oh my God, I think I'm going to go back to my job at Dell.
Oh yeah.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
There's more for me if that happens. I hope you go.
That's right.
So what do you want to leave everybody with today? Number one, and number two, all these people know you, but the people that might see it, you guys are going to share it out. You're going to tag your favorite real estate agent in it. How do they follow you?
As far as following me, just look me up, Glenn Lundy. I'm everywhere. Number one, baby. Number one on all the Google searches, which is amazing. Keep in mind the idea. I think of golf, right? Like when you hit a golf ball, if you're 1 millimeter to the left or to the right, 4 inches away, a foot away, 3 feet away, it's not that big of a difference. But 250 yards down the road, you're on a completely different course, right? And that's what Lisa's talking about. 2-degree shift. You might not even feel it or sense the difference a week from now, a month from now, right? But what I'm saying, I'm saying when you decide to make that slight shift, you say, okay, I'm gonna step on the gas versus everyone else is retreating. Don't think that you have to do this big dramatic thing, right? Take your individual disciplines and behaviors, adjust them just a little bit. And over a week, over a month, over 3 months, over a year, you're going to land in a completely different place than the current trajectory that you're on. So don't think that you have to blow the sucker up. Lisa's not saying, okay, the government right now, media is saying, oh my gosh, everything's going to be crazy. You should blow everything up, right? They're saying, learn how to grow your own freaking food, right? Like save every freaking dollar, sell everything that you've got, batten down the hatches, all of these extreme things. Extreme actions are ultimately not the results that you're going to desire. What we want to do is we want to make small little shifts. So instead of battening down the hatches and selling everything you own, why don't you invest in a book that's going to help you learn and grow in that one little area that you've been meaning to grow in, and use this time for that, right? Develop a new skill, right? Maybe it's launch that course you've been thinking about launching. Write that book that you've been needing to write. Talking to myself, right?
Right, 2 doors down.
And don't even write the book. Write a paragraph. And then tomorrow maybe write 2 paragraphs, right? And 3 and 4. It's all about just setting your mind, okay, I am not going to allow what's going on out there to keep me from where I want to go in here, and doing little teeny tiny things daily that ultimately are going to land you on a whole nother course, rocking and rolling, hopefully with a hole in one.
That's it.
Doesn't
he look like Tiger Woods? Has anybody else ever thought
I got that yesterday.
I know. Well, like
so weird.
Like, put on your cap. You were like Tiger.
Somebody said that to me yesterday, and
I've always said that to you.
Yeah, but I'm like, came back
he
up.
speaks like Obama because he's an incredible orator, and then like he puts on a hat, he looks like Tiger. So, anyways, I hope you guys
sexy, elegant,
not as rich as
speaks well. I mean,
and you
I'm the whole package.
And you better not have
I'm the whole
39
package.
girlfriends like Tiger.
No, I can't.
I do know your wife.
Yeah, can't do that.
You couldn't even begin to
husband to one.
That's right. You could not even begin to afford the alimony on that deal.
Oh my gosh.
Child support, did you imagine?
I
87 figures.
Dude, my wife's.
And I would be her witness.
My wife's the gem. There ain't none like her.
Leslie Lundy, we love her.
There ain't none like her.
Okay, everybody, I hope you guys have found amazing value in this today. If you guys did, drop a bunch of hearts in there for Glenn Lundy. Follow him. Anyways, thank you. I got so lucky. He's in town. He's speaking here at Kalahari for the Texas Independent Auto Dealers Association. He's their keynote speaker, and they are going to be really, really lucky to have this man tomorrow. So anyways, guys, I'll see you next Monday.
Let's go get a steak.
Let's go get a steak. Bye, everybody. Okay, will you get your hands off of my lack of touch screen? I got to end the broadcast, you moron. Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness.